Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Pipe Bomb Sessions. And man, am I gonna touch base today on the aftermath of Saturday night's main event and the unfortunate injury that occurred to the leader of the new group, Seth freaking Rollins. Also, we're gonna be recapping I think even the word marvelous is understating how great that Women's Evolution PLE truly was. Because my goodness, guys, that was awesome. Like, that may have been one of the best PLEs WWE put out all year long, if we're being completely, utterly honest with each other. And I'm glad that, hey, the woman showed out. They said, we don't need a build. We're just going to show out and prove to everyone why we gotta be weekly features. I like it. I like it completely. We got that going on. We also had a certain tribal chief return on Monday Night Raw, setting up his road to SummerSlam. A lot of people's road to SummerSlam's already set, and I'm liking it. WWE is, well, for the most part, trying to get ahead of the game a little bit. I like it. Screw it. Let's do it. All right, so starting off Saturday night's main event, I mean, the event itself was mostly hyped for the Goldberg retirement match. Let's be honest. We all know that. I myself even said on last week's episode that I thought Goldberg was going to win, but that's because I was really getting delusional, probably like Vince McMahon. So Goldberg did not win, ladies and gentlemen, thankfully. I do believe that maybe Rollins was going to cash in after the matchup, even though reports are saying that was never the intention. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, speaking of Rollins, we know Gunther retained, right? Rollins messed up his knee. That knee buckled and it not look good. Unfortunately, it was the same knee that buckled on him in the past that caused him a knee injury before. So, not really liking it. We still haven't gotten an official word. I just keep hearing reports that he's going to be out 4 to 6 months, 5 to 6 months. I'm not hearing anything more than 6 months, though, guys. I don't think, that's great news. I'm over here like, oh, shoot, hopefully my man didn't tear his ACL or something. But I commend Rollins to, even though he's supposed to win the match, in that type of situation, usually people are like, oh, shoot, get the quick win and get out of there. Nah, you give LA Knight the win. I like that. Even though Knight was supposed to lose that matchup, but hey, I'll take it, whatever the situation may be. I just don't know what Rollins' group is going to do. Perhaps we got an answer sooner than I even expected, but, stay tuned for that real quick. Now, speaking of another group, we have Solo and his group now. Solo versus Big Jim for the U.S. title. I really wanted Big Jim to win, but I knew he wasn't going to win. However, now I think some things have shifted, and this also has to do with the Rollins injury. But I'm going to touch base on that in a little bit, because I'm thinking there's certain things that can happen now that Rollins got hurt. And Rollins getting hurt is, ladies and gentlemen, don't get me wrong, it's horrifying. Like, Rollins is the guy. He's a guy who carries WWE, carries storylines. The guy was in like 8 different feuds at the same time. Like, what is going on? I love it. Now, a feud that I did not think that was going to be going on, and it's already official for those of you who don't know or missed it, it is Jelly Roll. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said Jelly Roll, the rapper, or the singer, and Randy Orton, the Viper, against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I don't know how this tag team match even came together, but all I know now is that we are officially getting it. Cool. I guess cool. Fuck it. Why not, right? I mean, I can't complain. I'm just confused on, we gave Jelly Roll a spot? I better not be seeing any of these goddamn titles that WWE has being left off of SummerSlam. SummerSlam is 2 nights. Please put all the titles on the card. If not, put like 90% of them, but you should really have all of them if you have 2 nights. If you could fit in Jelly Roll in a tag team match, come on, guys. You guys can fit in all your titles, especially, and you just heard me slip it, the tag titles. Titles that I would love to see on an actual PLE and a match going on, but for some reason, the SmackDown titles only get defended on SmackDowns at this point. And the same can be said for the Raw titles. At some point in the past, we at least had the Raw titles getting on the line, guys. Like, yo, what the hell's going on here, man? Shoot. I don't understand. But let me switch gears now to, man, I'm telling you, I thought it was awesome. I'm going to say it again. It was phenomenal. Like, that Evolution PLE was great. And it started off with a banger. I thought personally, I said this before, that it should have been the main event. But main event makes sense now, I guess. However, the opening match of Evolution was Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria for Becky's Women's IC title, and they put on a show. Becky ended up retaining, right? Hey, that's not a bad thing ever. Becky ended up retaining, then they ran back the Bayley versus Lyra match, 2 out of 3 falls on Raw. Lyra won. Lyra beat Bayley twice. There you go. And I guess we're getting part 3. Lyra versus Becky Lynch, Women's IC Championship. This, ladies and gentlemen, is where I could see Lyra taking back her title that she lost to Becky in the first place. And, I mean, hey, I can see it. It makes sense to me, and it'll probably be a really good matchup, as it is anyways. I don't know if Bayley's now going to do something, or if she's going to be involved in some way in this match, since they did run the triple threat already. Maybe Bayley, switches gears to something else for SummerSlam. I'm not really sure, but this could be a good matchup, man. This is already starting out with a bang. I like that they immediately followed up Evolution and got Becky an opponent. Boom. And it's a storyline that's been going on for a little bit, and it's been a hot storyline. Yeah, let's do that, right? Next match of Evolution. Now, I don't watch NXT like that, as you guys know, but I do know who Blake Monroe is, and I do know that she cost Jordynne Grace the Women's NXT Championship after she betrayed her. I guess she does work better as a heel. Her heel turn at AEW was phenomenal, and she was great. So, screw it. Why not? Let's get some Blake Monroe heelish antics, how they say out here. Now, speaking of antics going on, the Judgment Day. Again, they came in with gold. Roxanne is now filling in for injured Liv Morgan. She's teaming up with Raquel. They're facing Sol Ruca, who is freaking crazy. She is becoming one of my favorites very, very quickly. She legitimately knows how to put on a show. 'Cause damn. And her finisher is fire. I think it's dope. The timing and everything for it is really crazy. Her and her friend Zarya, and it was against, and this is my favorite tag team right now, is Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I've been calling for weeks that they were going to team up, man. And they finally did. It took them long enough, man. Now, and against the newly reformed Kabuki Warriors. Now, my goodness, that was a phenomenal match. How it ended is what I want to touch base on real quick, is Charlotte saved Alexa from getting speared. And that cost Zarya and Sol Ruca the match. And I'm just people were popping for Charlotte, man. They were saying, we want Charlotte. They were begging Charlotte, get into the damn ring and really just get involved. And Charlotte looked kind of excited. I think that some of that spark she may have lost just because of how much she was pushed during the Vince era. A lot of people just started not liking her, and that, yes, she puts on great matches, but I think they didn't really like her matches combined with her personality and the promos. What's going on here? Of course, the matches are great every time. That's not really an issue. But as a character, people had huge, huge problems with Charlotte. But hey, people are loving her now. I think this whole tag team matchup, don't break them up. Don't even think about it. I know they just got together. Just keep them going, in my opinion. Why not? See, pending what happens on Raw, but I do see Charlotte and Alexa Bliss challenging Roxanne and Raquel for those women's tag titles, and I do think they would take it at SummerSlam if that match becomes official. I personally believe that is the best move to make for WWE. I'm telling you guys. I think that's a great move to make, and that should be the way. Next matchup is, and Jade was going to be looking very carefully at this matchup. It was Trish Stratus versus Tiffy Time. Of course, Tiffy Time retained, but Trish put on a freaking matchup, man. She can still do it. Yo, for a Hall of Fame legend who, doesn't wrestle as often as all these other women, yo, she can put on a match. A lot of people were saying that, oh, did she just retire after the match? I don't think she retired. I think she's gonna come back again sooner rather than later. And maybe she might be just more involved. I know she's like one of the handful of women who are always open to returning to WWE, giving them some kind of storyline, giving them some type of oh, hey, you need me to do something, I got you type of deal. And I know WWE appreciates that, for sure. Now, I mentioned Tiffy will now officially be facing Jade Cargill for her WWE Women's title at SummerSlam, since Jade did win the Queen of the Ring about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. However, she had to go through Naomi in a no-holds-barred matchup, with Bianca being the special guest referee. Now that Bianca is also officially back, I'm thinking, what's she gonna do for SummerSlam? You're not gonna leave Bianca off if she can fight. And Jade defeated Naomi officially. This makes more sense to me why they kept saying that this is the end of her rivalry with her. Jade was like, I'm over with it. She doesn't want to be involved with Naomi whatsoever. Now, I know everybody else plus myself also still clearly knows Naomi had the Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's like, okay, what's Bianca gonna do? Jade is now busy for SummerSlam. I can see maybe Bianca's involved somewhere, something. I'm not really sure. I do think Jade does take the title, early prediction, off of my girl Tiffy. I like Tiffy. I don't think she's been bad as champion, but I do think they're going to give it to Jade. It makes sense to me. Everything just seems to be a setup leading up to exactly that moment. But, hey, let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what happens. Now, before the main event comes around, we had the Evolution Battle Royal. I will say, the Battle Royal wasn't bad at all. I was a little shocked of the final two between Stephanie Vakir and Lash Legend. Lash Legend put on a good performance, but I think her being the final two shows me hey, she's up and rising and she's going to make an impact sooner than we think as well. So I can't wait to see when she comes up to the main roster. Stephanie is now going to be facing the Women's World Champion at Clash in Paris. Now, before that happens, we obviously have SummerSlam, right? And what was going to be the Raw Women's title picture looking like for SummerSlam? And simple, it was a triple threat match. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky, the former champion, versus the newly crowned champion who cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase towards the end of the match. That's Naomi. Talk about someone who not only gave us a surprise, but an impact. I love it. I am really all in and all for her getting the title. I think this only furthers her legacy or Hall of Fame career freaking resume. She hasn't been a singles women's champ in, I think it's 7 years. Yo, that's huge, man. Good for Naomi. Congrats to you. I'm a big fan of her new character once she turned heel anyways. I like it. I always thought she had a pretty cool character as a face. Didn't really see her as a heel. I like the way they're going with that too. So hey, man, good for you, Naomi. Welcome to the Raw roster. But hey, now you're gonna put on a match with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, which I do think that Naomi will retain. I don't think she's going to lose that title just yet. It doesn't make sense to me. Storylines are only beginning for her, so I like that got made official. I'm definitely excited for that one. One thing that I gotta say, right? Something that showed us, everybody, that we don't have to stick to this 4 or 5 match format for PLEs anymore. Like, I know we've been doing it. Look, they had 7 matches. 7 for the Women's Evolution PLE. That was about, 3.5 hours? That's perfect for PLE. Like, everybody was satisfied, happy. We got great performances. And, like, when it's smaller matches, it just feels like, all right, we're stretching this a little bit, or how are we filling in gaps? It just feels like the flow was amazing. And as I said, all the women killed it. Like, they were all phenomenal. They all did great. Especially considering, and we have to remember this, the woman had no build for this PLE, guys. Like, there was nothing. So, in my opinion, it's like, wait a minute. What is actually going on? And let's up it from 5 to 7, please. In my opinion, I think that definitely is the way to go. Now, I would like to touch base on some other things that got confirmed. Well, some things that got confirmed after, especially this past Raw, is, well, we now know Gunther, who he's going to be facing. That's CM Punk at SummerSlam for his World Heavyweight title. See, the way Punk pushed him a couple weeks ago, I had a weird feeling like, oh, is this them trying to set it up to us? Is this what's going on? Because I was a little confused by that, right? Now, I'm glad that is the route they're going. I don't know if Punk wins, honestly speaking. I'm still 50-50 on it. It's just too early for me to get my prediction for that world title match. I'm just not sure. Now, flip it. The King of the Ring, Cody Rhodes, will be now getting his rematch against the undisputed champ, John Cena. This is where I think Cody could win it. I could see Cena winning it. I think this is a toss-up, just like the first time. More of a toss-up this time. People are all saying that, yeah, for sure, the fact that Cody's winning. I just don't know if it's like a slam dunk situation. I think there's more to this than we're even allowing and thinking about. And I just don't know. I don't know what's gonna be going on. There's a lot with it. That's the only thing. I mean, hey, I will admit that I think, again, as I've been saying, the Evolution in PLE did so great. Tonight, we literally saw all women's matches except for the main event, which was the gauntlet match to determine the number 1 contender for Gunther's title at SummerSlam. And I don't know, like, the Kabuki Warriors faced Raquel and Roxanne. They kind of showed it how, like, Raquel and Roxanne kind of cheated to get a win. So I'm hoping if they're going to run that back, it's not that for SummerSlam, because then that leaves out Charlotte and Alexa. I really want to see Charlotte and Alexa be involved in SummerSlam. I think it's smart. Put them on. I mean, they're 2 huge superstars as it is. Alexa's pops are only getting crazier at this point. Like, her pop Evolution was wild too. I thought it was great, and deservedly so, of course. I myself, I'm a huge Alexa fan, so I have no problem with her being featured at all, right? I just don't know what's going on. Now, something that I was hoping for, and it looks like it's going to happen, and we even saw AJ Styles pray, which is hilarious in the backstage moment. Dirty Dom will face AJ Styles for his IC title at SummerSlam if Dom can pass the medical, which, of course, guys, he's going to. AJ and him, I think, was supposed to happen in Saudi. Obviously, that didn't happen. Then they've been running this small injury storyline just to kill time so SummerSlam comes quicker. Now, it's time for Dom to lose that title. I personally think all of the Judgment Day could be losing their titles come SummerSlam time. The women's tag titles are in trouble, and I definitely think Dom is losing. The men's tag titles, see, I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't know who is their challengers. We're not really seeing anything happen with it. I thought we would see, like, maybe the Usos team back together, but seems like Jay's a little busy going into SummerSlam already. And for that, what I'm talking about is, of course, CM Punk won the gauntlet match, but after the gauntlet match, Braun Breaker, who was in it, and lasted a very long time, great performance by Braun, him, Bronson Reed, they attack Punk. Brings out who? Jay Uso to make a save. Jay Uso then gets jumped. He's then attacked. He's getting beat the hell out of. Who makes his return? The one and only, and looks like he got a new nickname, OTC1, Roman Reigns. I was waiting for him to return at Saturday night's main event. I still believe that if he did win, then... Sorry, if Rollins did win on Saturday night's main event, then 100% Roman was supposed to return that night. However, that wasn't the case, and we saw Roman return on Monday Night Raw. Hey, man, I ain't gonna complain at all, right? So, whatever. Roman Reigns returned, took out Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. You know, they were Paul Heyman on the ramp. We see Roman get his cousin Jay, dab him up, pick him up, making sure he's all right. Just stares at CM Punk, doesn't help his ass up. He still must have problems with Punk going on. That's pretty interesting. Of course, Paul Heyman was kind of name-dropping some nicknames about Roman Reigns. And another former client for the last couple of weeks. So we saw Roman arriving. We just didn't know when. We definitely knew about the fact that he was going to be wrestling at SummerSlam. And it had to be tonight, guys. If he wasn't going to show up tonight, in my opinion, he was not going to show up till SummerSlam. But I still think the whole Rollins injury situation really messed up plans for WWE. I think it was going to be Rollins and Roman who were going to face each other. But now instead it is, and from what it seems to me, is going to be Roman and Jey Uso teaming up together against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Hey, I'm not against that at all. My only question is, what's LA Knight going to do in all this then? Wait a minute. It would have been a perfect 3-on-3. LA Knight, you throw on this side, and then you can easily just have Rollins obviously be the leader and the third guy over there. But now that Rollins is out, I'm not really sure what is going to happen with LA Knight. Hopefully he doesn't get freaking thrown into that SummerSlam Battle Royal that one year. I mean, that would suck, but whatever, I guess. Maybe LA Knight finds a partner. Hey, if you can find a partner, maybe you can go get those tag titles. I don't know. Let's get LA Knight something going, and please don't let him just get lost in the shuffle, and definitely don't let him miss SummerSlam. That would be bad in my opinion. I don't think that would be really, really well done by WWE. But hey, even tonight's Raw felt like a very interesting flow of things. All the women's matches, even tonight on Raw type of thing, was freaking great. I can't believe everything that went down. Just two things I want to touch base on. One of them, I mentioned Paul Heyman was referring to Roman Reigns in a lot of ways past couple weeks. Tonight, he also said the next big thing. Next big thing was known as Brock Lesnar. I also noticed that during the weekend, during Saturday night's main event, they started advertising, or not advertising, but there was merch on sale, or about to go on sale on WWE. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is Lesnar back? Because that would be crazy. Again, maybe it's just all speculations and rumors and this and that. But, why would they release merch if there was never even talks happening between them, right, guys? In my opinion, it doesn't make sense. Now, the biggest news and unfortunate news, of course, was Rollins' knee buckling. Paul Heyman tried giving us an update, but all he kept saying was, hey, you don't have to worry about Rollins. He has till June to cash in the Money in the Bank. In my opinion, him keep on saying that he has till June to cash in his briefcase means that we're not seeing Rollins for a while. Unfortunately. Sucks. Hopefully it is only 6 months like I'm hearing. I really do hope so. The only thing is I haven't heard what type of knee issue it is. So, may have to just wait and see. Or kind of just, have Rollins hopefully make a post or something on it. Because that's going to be, that's going to be a little interesting in my opinion. So, I think that'll be a little different. That's all. Hopefully, well wishes to Rollins. Hopefully you get better, man. Hopefully we see you back soon. I think your group's gonna need you, and I think Roman and from what I hear, even LA Knight has a receipt waiting for you. So wish you the best of luck with rehab, my man. Hopefully we see you back soon. Liv Morgan. Hopefully we see you back soon. Man, I'm missing a top superstar and a top woman superstar. Was missing one from each side basically. That sucks. Hopefully no more injuries happen, knock on wood. Oh, and before I do wrap up, I did see that Sheamus confronted Rusev again. And, oh man, I was saying this to one of my boys that let's make this a best out of 7 between them. Here it is. We're officially on match 2, guys. I actually think match 2 is going to happen next week on Raw. Because then that sets up the coveted match 3 at SummerSlam. Why would you make it 1-0 going to SummerSlam when you could easily make it 1-1? The storyline is literally already there. They're just trying to best one another. Like, awesome, dope. Let's see who wins. Rusev and Sheamus obviously are friends and they know each other. So those matchups are always great when it's great chemistry in that sense. I'll take it. I can't wait to see if it is actually official next week. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again, for tuning in on another episode of Pipe Bomb Sessions. I appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe and like.